Looking for a way to get healthy? The Chef You and I program has the answer. Kathryn Raaker and chefs from around the nation will teach even the most inexperienced how to cook. Come into their kitchen and watch them take ordinary foods with loads of calories and fat and turn those foods into healthier dishes. You will be the first to get tips and ideas on foods that are easy to prepare. Now let's join Kathryn and today's chef and learn how to make today's recipes.
Hi, this is Kathryn Raaker of the Chef You and I, and today we have my wonderful chef with me, Terry Young. Hi, Terry.
Hi, how are you?
We're going to be doing a wonderful, basically a vegetarian type of show today. And we made, a few years ago, we made a soup called green gazpacho soup with shrimp. But because you don't like shrimp, right, and you really just garnish it with shrimp.
Right.
And we already, cooked the shrimp. It's ready to go. This is a really fast, wonderful cold soup. So the first thing that we're going to do is, Terry, I'm going to read off the ingredients, and I want you to do the tomatillos,
Okay.
which we want to show these so that people see them. And this is what they look like, and you peel them, and then, because you don't want to keep that part of it, right? And so then you're going to cut those and quarter those, and actually remove, rinsed and quartered. So I've already rinsed them. All you have to do is quarter them.
Okay.
And we'll do that. But on the, so that's that. We need 1.5 cups of plain fat, low fat
Yogurt.
right? That's not the Greek style. So you need both of those yogurts right there. We're going to combine the yogurt, 3 tablespoons of oil, which I've already measured for her, and juice of a lime in a large bowl, stirring with a whisk. So you want to go ahead and do that, right?
Okay.
So that's 3 tablespoons that I've measured out already, all right? And so you're going to stir that. I'm going to do the poblano for you because I have to cut this up for you so that you can add that to it. Okay, so I'm going to move these over, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to chop this up. And I always use gloves when I do peppers. It doesn't matter what kind of peppers. I just think, you could be allergic to them. You never know, right?
Right.
So this is 1 whole pepper, right? And that's what we want to do. So you chop it up like that, right? Okay, and then we're going to add that to the soup, or the base of the soup. Okay, so that's done. So I need these to do as well. And then once you get that done, you don't add that yet.
Right.
So, and this is a really simple recipe, and we'll have this up on the website as well, on the Chef You and I website. And also, our show is everywhere now. It's on Simul TV, on Cook and Cut, and it's on a lot of different stations as well, all over the country. Plus, we're on YouTube, Terry, and we're also, besides YouTube, we're on LinkedIn. So there's no excuse, right? So let's do this, and we're almost done with this. And then I have to do the cucumbers, and those cucumbers are going to go into the blender, right?
Yes.
And so anyhow, now we also need, I need 1/2 cup of coarsely chopped onions, okay, which I'm going to do right now. And that means it doesn't have to be perfect. Right, Terry?
Right.
So tell me what's been going on with you lately.
Oh, not much.
Not much?
Just, no.
So, fall's coming, but it's still kind of summery here.
Right.
But it's going up to 90 one day, and then it goes back down to the 70s and 80s, right? Because September is always kind of strange, right? It doesn't, you never
Around
know.
here anyway.
Yeah, at least in the Midwest it is. And that's where we are, in the Midwest. So we're going to do that. All right, we're almost done here. And we've got those. Now what we're going to do is we need 2 cups of English cucumber, which I'm going to, we have our bread, it's right over there. And we have the 4 large tomatillos.
Right.
And then the shrimp, Parsley
Yes.
I've got right there. And those are for decoration more than anything
Right.
else. So we need a little bit of sugar that we're going to
Okay.
put in there. So the first thing, we've already done that part of it. And it says stir in the green onions. There you go. And we'll do that, Terry. Okay. And then it says to the poblano, stir in the poblano pepper. Hold on, I'm going to get one of our things here that we use on the show. And we'll do that. There's the poblano pepper.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the cucumber.
Okay, I'm
right.
going to go ahead and do the salt and pepper.
We'll do the salt and pepper. That's good. And now I just need the cucumbers. All right. And you have to seed them.
Yes.
So what I do, which I love to do, is I take it and go like this with a spoon because it makes it so easy to
Right.
do. And then we're going to cut those up and we're going to put those in the blender, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, and if there, I just need I'll get the thing out here in a minute. So that's so easy to do. And that way you just get all the seeds out. And so those are all the seeds. And what I'm going to do there is I'm going to move those. And then it says actually to we're not going to cook the shrimp. All right.
Right.
We're going to put the cucumbers mixture into. Wait a minute. I'm
gonna
going to put them in the blender.
Yeah.
Right.
Pour this in the blender first.
You're going to pour that in the blender? Really? I forgot how to do it. Well, let's. Don't I need to do the cucumber salad?
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we put this in the blender first,
And then
you
do
put
those.
the, yeah.
Okay, so that
So
you
I'll
do
pour
that.
this in.
I'll do this. All right. And we'll blend that, and it'll be great. And it comes a really pretty green color when it's done because of the poblano pepper, right, Terry?
Yes.
Which makes it really nice. Okay, so we do that first, and then add the cucumber, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I need to do the second cucumber as well. So we did this about 2 years ago. We did this. Whoops. We did this 2 years ago on our show, but we thought this would be a nice, since it's a little hot still, we thought it would be nice, cool, you know, wonderful soup. And we're doing a hot soup too. That's from Circle the Pork Ranch. We're using her recipe on this.
Right.
This is my recipe, so we'll do that. Right. Okay. And we'll do this. We've got all of that out.
I'll go ahead and put this lid
Yeah, I
on.
would do that. And then I'll just chop this up real fine.
Well, no, because we're going to put that stuff in
Okay.
there.
All right, so give it to me and I'll put it over here.
Okay.
Because I need to do this, right, first. And we're going to blend this. And I love this blender. It's so wonderful. Hold on. It always is, there's a trick to it. You have to do that. All right, so we're going to blend that. Does it say how much to do?
No,
All right, I think that's enough. Okay. So now we're going to take it off, right, and add the cucumbers.
and the
All right,
sugar.
And the sugar. So we need a half a teaspoon of sugar for this.
Right.
Right. Okay. Oh, that looks good already.
It does. It's turning a little green already.
Yeah, so then when we add these, right? And I love this. This is so good. When do you add the tomatoes?
Now.
Now?
With that.
Okay, is that going to fit?
No.
Are those
I
big
don't
enough?
know.
Are those small enough? Just give me a cup. I think you need to cut them a little bit. Here, let me do that. Let me try this on. Okay, let's just use a couple in there because I don't, you know what I mean? Okay, so let me do that. Where's the top of it? Oh, right here. All right. There we go. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to have to put this into something, aren't I? Like a bowl, maybe? Well, no, I need to...
Oh, you're going to add more. Okay.
Yeah, so I need to do that.
We can just put it in this bowl.
Yeah, because it's just got cream in it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay, let's do that.
Leave some of it for
I'm going to leave some of it in
juice,
it.
yeah.
Because I got to add more cucumber to
Right.
it, too. So use that, right? And then let's put more cucumber. And some of those... Yeah, you need them smaller, Terry, I think.
You think so?
Yeah. How many is that, 4 or 5?
This was 4.
Was? Okay. That should be it. Well, maybe one more. Okay. All right, then we're going to put this on here. Okay. I got it. Okay, so we're going to add this into it, and then I'll add cut those up a little bit.
Okay.
Can you hold this a minute? Okay, got it. And then I'll just leave a little liquid in there, and then we'll do the rest of them. Okay? This is going to make a really nice soup. Look at how pretty and green it looks.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
good.
And then you're going to actually put some of that parsley on top of it, and then we'll just do one with shrimp on it. Okay. Okay, there we go. All right. That's good. All right, so now we're going to put all of it in there. Now this is how fast this comes together. Look at that. Wonderful. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to serve it. I'm going to do this real quick, Terry, if you don't mind. All right. I want to get this all up. Okay. So then let's put this. Okay. All right. You can take that. Okay. All right, so what you want to do is, it's really pretty actually. I'm going to take it like this and put it in like that. And then you want to take a couple shrimp and put them on there. Put one of those there. And a shrimp. There you go. You want to put 2 shrimp on there, one on the... Yeah, right there. Okay, so that is one, right? That's really sweet. And then you could even put, if you wanted to, can I have some more of that parsley?
Sure.
Since I know you aren't a shrimp girl, so this is yours. And I really like shrimp, so you can put shrimp on mine.
Okay.
Because it's one of the soft foods I can eat right now. Okay. So that's good. And then, okay. And then just put a little bit of greenery. We'll give that to Bill. Okay. All right. So a little bit of greenery, and we can show it. And this is a really sweet, easy soup. Terry, this was a really simple soup that you can make. And it's really easy. It's a cold, or you can serve it hot if you want to. And we had already done the shrimp. We had pre-boiled the shrimp, so it made it really simple. And you serve it also with these beautiful pieces of bread, right? So we're going to take a picture of that in a minute, and it'll be up on our website. So the second thing that we're doing, Terry, after this one, is we're going to do a Caprici Salad, correct?
Yes.
So that's the next thing that we're doing. So let's just take a short break, and we'll be right back on The Chef You and I with Kathryn Raaker and Terry Young. We are back on The Chef You and I with Terry Young and myself, and we're doing a chopped Caprici salad. And actually, the author of this salad was Becky Harden, the cookie rookie. And we got this from our wonderful friend at the Circle B Pork Ranch. And we want to mention all of our sponsors right now. One is 360 Pans, which we'll be using in just a few minutes. And don't forget Corn Huskers. Wonderful duck fat spray that you can use on everything, and we're going to be using that today too. So the first thing we want to do is you want to take your balsamic vinegar, which is a half a cup of balsamic vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of honey, and you're going to put that into a small saucepan, and we're going to have our wonderful camera guy come around. So while you're doing that, Terry, you just want to make sure that you turn it down once it starts boiling so it'll just simmer, okay?
And then simmer it for about 5 to 10 minutes.
Yes, 5 to 10 minutes. I love that pan from 360. It's really nice saute pan. And then we're going to be making some soup in the bigger 360 pan in just a little while.
While that's boiling.
Is it boiling?
No, I said while it's boiling.
Yeah. We can
Right.
start
Go ahead.
cutting everything up, right? All right, now Terry, we're doing something very unusual with this mozzarella, aren't we? You're using a what?
A melon ball scoop, and I'm just going to scoop out little pieces of the
Mozzarella.
Cheese, yeah.
And what we're doing is we're actually cutting the tomatoes in half. I can just put those in there, right?
Right.
While you're doing that. And this is a traditional, kind of an Italian, wonderful Caprese salad. I love them. They're delicious. And, you know, I'm watching, it's starting to boil, so I'm going to turn it down, Terry, because it says let it simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes, right?
Right.
So we have a lot of tomatoes to cut up here. And I just love tomatoes and mozzarella cheese, don't you?
Oh, yes.
And then we're going to add basil to it. Mm-hmm. And I freeze my basil, so I'm going to chop that up. And I couldn't find basil today.
No.
I couldn't believe we couldn't find it.
Couldn't find the plant or fresh
Nothing.
basil.
So we're using different color tomatoes, yellow and orange and red. And they're so cool, and they're so good at this time of year. And you know, with fall coming, they've already got the pumpkins out. They've got everything out right now at the stores. So I'm going to have to redecorate again on the outside. So that's going to be one of our DIY projects, right? And it's amazing that you know how to do leather upholstery, right? Is there anything you don't know how to do? I don't know.
Not much.
Not much, right?
I'll give anything a shot.
Yeah, I know. So anyhow, this is really a cool salad. So.
You can also add
a little bit of oil to it.
A little bit of
olive
oil.
Yeah, because that'll make a big difference. And so anyhow, this is going to be for 3 or 4 people. And this is good for even a day or two. So you can make this and then take it to work. It's such a healthy salad. And it doesn't take any time. We're going to do a cake. We're doing a zucchini cake next, Terry.
Brownies.
brownies,
I'm-
a zucchini
yeah.
brownie.
Brownies.
And then it's got a glaze on it, doesn't it?
Yes.
And all these recipes
glaze.
are from Circle B Pork Ranch, which I just love. So if we need more, you can do more, okay? I'm looking at this. It
Yeah, I
looks
think it's
good.
fine.
Gonna stir it a minute. Hold on. It's starting a little bit to, boy, it smells good though. That's that honey probably, right?
Right.
Great. So how are your grandchildren? You got great grandchildren too, don't you?
I have 4 great-grandkids and 1 on the way. So I
Wow.
will have 5 great-grandkids.
Gosh, and you're so young. You're younger than I am.
I know.
I know. You started young, didn't you?
I did, but I actually have 8 grandkids, 13 altogether with marriage, and then 5 of the great-grandkids. So
Right. So I'm watching this
big
back
family.
here, and actually, it's not. It's good. It's doing fine. It's starting to thicken, and then we're going to pour that on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we'll be done here in a second. And as soon as you get these tomatoes in there, right, we'll be able to put that dressing on. And also, I'm going to do the basil, because I
Right.
love basil. I love 2 kinds of herbs, and you know which ones are those are. Cilantro, which unfortunately my husband does not like at all, but it's really good for you. Actually, it's very healthy for you. I don't know. It looks like we're pretty well there with these tomatoes,
right.
and I think that we can turn that thing off, Terry. And in a minute, we don't want to pour it on there yet, because
No, I would give it a minute.
give it a minute or 2. And I'll just do these real quick. And
I'd actually let that cool down so it
yeah,
doesn't.
a little bit. We're going to put that beautiful salad, after we finish it, in that gorgeous bowl over there. And I love that. We love that bowl. And look at how many tomatoes we had. You thought I was crazy about these tomatoes, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of tomatoes, but we'll save some of them. Okay. All right, so if you give me that, I'll chop
The
that up.
basil?
Yeah, I'll chop that up. And it called for a 1/4 cup of basil, chopped basil.
Yeah.
So, and actually you use this chopped basil on top of the salad. Okay. It's kind of like a decorating thing. So, anyhow, there's our basil. That's fresh basil. And now we have the dressing. And do we have enough mozzarella on there, do you think? Okay.
I think.
All right, so let's do this. It says, remove from the heat. Be careful it doesn't get too thick, but a bit of syrupy. And then we want to toss all the ingredients except for the reduction in a bowl.
Right.
Drizzle with the reduction, adding a little at a time, tossing and tasting. So let's do this. We have these beautiful little things right here. If you start I'm going to put a few of these in there, okay? And then I'll use the other ones for the top, okay? So if you do me a favor and you start pouring, I'll start doing this jazz.
It's
Tossing
not very
it,
sweet
okay?
yet.
So, all right, so start pouring it. Go ahead.
Try not to burn.
That's probably enough now. Why don't you do this part and I'll do this part. Okay? That looks so good. And a little bit more. You ready? There we go. And then you just want to clean your pan out, because it'll start hardening and you don't want that to do that. All right. So let's do this, Terry. Let's get the bowl right there, and we'll put it in this really pretty bowl, which I love. And
I'll turn it and you can.
no, well, yeah, okay, but I don't want you to put all that in there though.
Yeah.
Okay. And here we go. It's almost done. And we're going to serve this as our salad. And here, let me do this. And I'll put some more basil on there. That's a lot of dressing, right? And I don't think you need to put that much dressing in there, do you?
No.
No. And so what's happening is you're getting seeds too, as you see. And that looks great. I'll take this and put it over here. And let's add some extra basil to it. Right. And then I want to wipe it so it looks really cool. And then we'll take a picture of it. Right. And I just love this salad. I love this salad. Let me do this. Hold on. I want to get all that. You know, I like to have it look perfect when we're taking pictures, right? So look at how nice that is. That's beautiful. Okay, so we're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back, Terry, on The Chef You and I. And what are we making?
We are making brownies.
But it's
Zucchini.
Zucchini brownies.
Right.
We'll be right back. We're back on The Chef You and I with myself and Terry Young, and we're making the best zucchini brownies ever. They've got 5 stars.
Yes.
And actually, we received the wonderful recipe from Circle B Pork Ranch, and it's up on their website as well. So what I'm doing right now, as you can see, I'm going to show the camera this. That is our zucchini, and we're using our 360. I love this, Terry, because it's so easy to use. We are actually shredding with one of the shredders, right? Okay. And then we're going to, actually what we're doing is we're going to actually get a cup out of this, and then you're going to squeeze it dry because you don't want it to be wet when you make it. Okay. So I don't need that, but we need this. So we need a cup.
Okay.
So here we go. But this is so simple. I love it. Wonderful. Easy to do. Don't want to cut yourself when you're doing this, okay? But that's why they have the guard here, right? Okay, so we're going to take this, and we're going to take a little short break, and I'm going to squeeze all the juice, or all the moisture out of it. We'll be right back after these messages. We're back on The Chef You and I, and we're making the best zucchini brownies, and we already shredded the zucchini. Right. And now you're going to actually heat a lot of different ingredients. So I'm reading the ingredients for you. There's a half a cup of light tasting olive oil, a half a cup of dark chocolate chips, 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 egg and 1 egg yolk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup of grated wrung out zucchini, 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Now, we preheated the oven, Terry.
Yes.
To what,
350.
Okay, and we now need to lightly spray with our duck fat spray, which you can use for baking, right? We're putting it into this wonderful 360 pan, which I use for lots of different things. Okay? Okay, so we lightly spray that, so you want it to be able to come out. Okay, now that's that. And then what we do, in a medium saucepan, we need to put your chocolate chips, cocoa together, and melt them on a low heat. So the chocolate chips, and we're going to put them over here.
I believe the oil.
And the oil. And we're going to add that. We're going to add the chocolate chips to that, and we're going to let that melt. And the cocoa.
Yep.
Okay. And put that in there. And then we've got a whisk in here, right? A little one. Without getting killed here. I got it. Whoops. Okay. And you want to do that? You want to stir that,
yeah.
Terry? Okay. She's going to stir that. And then what we're going to do after that, on a low heat, let me low heat it. You don't have to use high heat with 360 pans. That's the wonderful thing about them. And then as soon as that all comes together, right, and it melts, we're going to remove it from the heat, and we're going to add in sugar, eggs, vanilla, and zucchini. And we're going to stir in the dry ingredients, then pour them into a prepared pan. So let's see how that's doing, Terry. How's that doing?
We're almost there.
Oh, we are almost there. That was really fast, wasn't it? I think it's because of the oil being in there, don't you?
Right. It helped
Right.
the chocolate melt.
It makes the chocolate melt faster. And that's
I
good.
believe we're good.
All right, so the next thing we're doing is are we putting,
I would put it in there. Put all the
okay,
ingredients in
put
here.
all the ingredients in here, including the chocolate, right? And the wonderful thing is we're making a glaze for these as well. So, all right, so get all that chocolate in there. And so we're going to add all the other ingredients, am I correct?
Yes.
So that would be the zucchini, it would be the eggs, and also the sugar. And that's a cup of sugar. So I'm going to move out of the way so you can see this. All right. And get that to me, and I'll put that over there. And then you can start adding the ingredients to it, Terry.
I'm going to believe it's the sugar. How much sugar was that?
Right. A cup of sugar.
A cup of sugar.
Right. And then what?
We can do the vanilla.
Vanilla. And the eggs.
Yes. And
So
it
it's
is
one egg and one yolk.
Right.
So you're going to do that. Get that all together. This looks good. Really good. Okay, that's one egg. So we're going to stir that up really nice so the camera can see it. These are going to be great brownies. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay. Wonder why it's only one yolk. Maybe they just don't need that much of the egg white, right? Okay, so that's the egg yolk. And then I need
The zucchini.
the salt, or the zucchini. Here, I got it. Put the zucchini in there. Get all that good zucchini in there. And that's what makes the base of it. And then we add in what? The flour?
Yes, and then you pour it into the, when do we put in the,
Okay.
stir in the dry ingredients? Okay.
Add the dry ingredients. I have to move that out of the way. All right. Sorry about that. So
That's
now
your baking soda.
that's your baking soda.
And then our flour, which is a cup.
A cup of flour. Okay, that's going to take me a little while to
Right.
get that blended in there. Okay, keep going. And, well, we got a little bit of flour in me. You know, I love that one commercial where they just throw the flour all over their face to make look like they really had a hard day or something, right? Okay, so, all right. Oh my gosh. So, get that really stirred. You can add the rest of the flour to it. I
Okay.
can do it.
Okay.
And I have to teach you how, oh, look at that. Wasn't that fun? Well, see, this happens on the Chef and You and I. Nothing is perfect, right, Terry?
No.
You spill stuff, you get it on you. And the nice thing that we added to the Chef You and I this year is a chocolate melter. So we can do strawberries easily, chocolate strawberries,
Right.
Because it makes a difference. Let's get that flour in there. And we're almost done. What else goes in here? Nothing?
And that would be it?
That would be it. And, once you get this really stirred in there, right, then what you want to do is just put it into your pan,
Right.
And then we make a glaze, right, for it.
Right.
And then you pour it over the actual, it's like a ganache, which is really nice. So this was a really simple recipe, wasn't it?
It really is.
And then we're going to make, because this has to be in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes at 350. Here,
I'm
let's-
just moving it so that won't.
Yeah, we don't want to
head
get
on
that
there.
flour. That flour's
It's
in there.
fine.
Oh, well. Okay. All right, let's get this in there. It's kind of a thick. Can you hold the bowl?
Well, I'll hold
No,
the
you do
bowl.
that. I'll hold the bowl and you do that. All right, and so we're going to get this out, and then we're going to put this in the oven for
25 minutes,
Right, good.
depending on your oven, but
We have a wonderful gas oven. It's pretty fast.
Yeah,
If you're using a smaller pan, you can take 5 minutes off. But we're using a larger pan. And I know who's going to want to eat these brownies. Don't you?
me.
Yeah, you. Well, I can eat brownies.
They've got zucchini in them, yeah.
Yeah, it's got zucchini in them. So this is kind of a vegetarian kind of show, actually, which I love. Flour. Okay, so you see that.
Yeah,
So just spread it all over.
it's very thick.
Yeah, it is thick. But it looks great, actually. And as soon as you do that, we'll put it in the oven. And you can bring that other chocolate down a little bit, Terry, right there. Right there.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll put this in the oven and let it go for about 25 minutes. We'll be right back after these important messages on The Chef You and I with Kathryn Raaker and Terry Young. We'll be right back. We're back on The Chef You and I with Terry Young and myself, Kathryn Raaker. We're making sweet Italian tomato orzo soup. We're not using the sausage in this because we're doing it kind of vegetarian. Okay? So the first thing that we need to do is we've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil, Terry.
Yes.
That we're going to come over here and we want to heat this, right? So you want to do that. And you want to get it till it's simmering. All right, so I need you to watch that for a minute for me, okay? And then what we're doing is we're actually adding to that. It takes about 1 or 2 minutes to do it. We're not browning anything in it, so we're adding the onion, and we're not using garlic, but we're using celery and red onion and this green onion, okay, because I'm not using garlic. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go like this with it, right? And I'm going to turn it down really low, Terry.
Okay.
Okay, so that we have time to do this real quick. We're chopping all of the celery and the onions to go into the pan that we're heating up, right? And then we're going to saute those. That's what starts with it, right?
Yes.
And then after we do that, we'll let that get translucent. And then when we do that, what else we're going to do, Terry, is we're going to add all of our liquid to it, which is 6 cups of chicken broth. And we used, because Terry is on a low sodium diet, we are going to use the no salt chicken broth. That's homemade chicken broth, okay? So we're going to add that in just a minute. But this is enough onion, I think, Terry. Because it called for a small onion or half an onion. So, and this is a red onion. This will be really pretty for it, okay? So now let me look at this. It's still not simmering yet, but it will in a minute. Okay? And when it does, then we'll add these to it. Okay? I still have to do this, though. I still have to do the green onion, right? And we don't use garlic in this, but you can. The recipe does call for garlic. But as you know, I'm allergic, so we're not going to do it. And since we're going to be eating it tonight, we need to do it, you know. So you can use, you don't have to use no salt broth. You can do it any way you want. And here we're going to add this in a minute, okay? So how's that looking, Terry?
It's starting to...
It's starting to do what we need it to do?
I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. So.
Well, actually, I think it looks good enough to do that. Okay? All right, so let's bring the celery over, and we'll put that in the pan. Yeah, that's what we need to do. And you want to take your onion and do the same thing. I love these little things. They're so easy to work with.
They are.
Right? And we'll do that. And then we're going to saute these for a minute or two. And then what we're going to do then after that, Terry, is actually, once that's done, 3 or 4 minutes it says.
Right.
So I need to get a spatula here and just move it around a little bit and let it just saute. It should be fine for a minute. 2 or 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to add some of our other ingredients, which we have these 6 cups of chicken stock.
Oh, yes.
We also have actually a 24-ounce jar, which that's way more than 24 ounces. So we're going to do half of that, Terry.
Right.
And add that to
Of a tomato sauce.
the tomato sauce. And then what we're going to do is add all of our liquids and then put our orzo, which we pre-cooked the orzo.
Right.
Right. They called for wheat, but we used regular orzo,
Right.
which you can do. And then we'll let that cook until it gets all blended together. All right.
Yep.
So I'll go over this one more time. It is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We were going to use sausage, but we're not using sausage tonight. So, and the complete recipe from Circle B Pork Ranch is going to be up on our website.
Right.
But you would have used 3 cloves of garlic, finely chopped, 1/2 of a red onion. I used more onion this time. 2 celery stalks chopped, 1 whole wheat orzo pasta, 6 cups of homemade chicken stock, 1 24-ounce jar of Marina's tomato.
Right.
And you can order that on our website at,
Right.
We'll give that to you. A tablespoon of fresh basil, a tablespoon of fresh parsley, a teaspoon of salt, black pepper to taste, and you're going to serve it with Romano cheese.
Yes.
So, let's see how this is doing. Looks good to me.
Yeah.
Right?
It's cooking.
Yeah, it is cooking. It's starting to get translucent, and that's what you want it to do.
Right.
Okay. So I think what we're going to do is I would add in a minute or two, I'd add the chicken stock to it.
Okay.
All right. That's going to take most of it up. And I think we could do it. I think we could start with this.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to add this to it. And seems like a lot of sauce, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, 24 ounces isn't really that much.
Right.
So here we're going to take that and we're going to use half of that. So why don't we pour it into this and we can get 24 ounces. It's right here.
Right.
Okay. It's right there, Terry. That's way more
Might
than
surprise us.
That's more than 24 ounces.
Yep.
Right, so you add 24 ounces of the tomato sauce to it, right? And then we're going to let that cook for a while, right? And until everything gets done. And we want to add I think we don't put that in until the end.
Right.
You put that in before you serve it. So
Right.
we're going to let this cook for a while. And we're going to put a top on it. And we're going to let it go.
Do you want to add the basil?
And then we're going to actually use the risotto over here. I'm going to add it to it, actually. And it calls for a cup.
And I think
Of the
basil
risotto,
we should
yeah.
put in 'cause it's cold.
And then what else does it call for?
the basil and the parsley.
All right, we'll do that, okay? And the parsley. All right, so we're going to let that soup do its thing, right?
Give it a little stir there.
Stir it up a little, and we'll let it go. Give it about maybe 15, 20 minutes, right? And we'll be done. And then we'll serve it with wonderful bread crust, right?
Yes.
And it'll be delicious. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back on The Chef You and I. We're going to be taking that cake out pretty soon, too.
I know it.
I can't wait.
7
Then-
more minutes.
7 more minutes, and then we're going to make the glaze.
Right,
Right? Well,
right.
the soup is still doing, and then we can serve everything. Okay? We've got it. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back on The Chef You and I. We're back on The Chef You and I, and you know what, Terry? The brownies are finally done.
Yes.
And now you're going to make the glaze for it. The soup
Right.
is almost ready. So we're going to be eating in just a little while. So let's do this next thing. What's the next thing we're going to do?
The first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your melted butter and you're going to put it in your pan.
Okay, and you're going to turn that pan on.
Right.
Okay. And then what?
And after the butter, it'll be the cocoa powder.
Right.
And you'll blend that in.
And what about the chocolate and the milk?
Yes, and then the chocolate, the chips will go in.
Mm-hmm.
And then
All right.
we'll do the
chips. And then you want the milk and the powder. And what else?
And then we'll let the chips melt.
Okay. And do you want the milk?
And then we'll put the milk in.
And what's this? This is vanilla? And then the
The
powdered sugar, right?
Yeah, I believe we do. We'll let those.
Mm-hmm. That looks good.
That's melted, and then we're going to take it off the heat.
Okay. And then you're going to add the milk.
I'm going to add the milk.
All right. And the vanilla.
Hold on a minute.
Get that stirred in really well. Right? That looks good.
Then the vanilla.
Vanilla. And then I need the powdered sugar. Hold on. It's right here. So you pour this in slowly, right?
Right. Otherwise, you've got a
big
powdery mess.
Powdery mess like we had with the powder with the and what you call actually our producer thought we were making it with flour, and this is not flour. This is powdered sugar. Okay. There we go. It's kind of like when you make the brownies and you add everything.
Right.
But you were adding flour to that, so that's pretty nice. So, and that's going to be poured over the brownies. That's a glaze for the brownies.
Smells good.
It sure does. And it's still warm, so let's just add a little bit more. Okay. That looks really good. It smells great. And these brownies smell like out of this world.
I know. And they're healthy brownies. They have
Yeah.
zucchini in them.
Yeah, let's put a little bit more vanilla in there.
Okay. We can do some more powdered.
Okay. Do the rest of it. Okay? That's good. So we can take these over here. And now, do we want to pour it over the whole thing? Is that what we do? And then cut it? Is that what we're doing?
We can, or
Yeah, we can. Or
it's getting a little thick.
really?
I may set it just on this hot stove
see.
just for a second.
I'm going to cut these. And I think you could pour it over it. Right? And we used a bigger pan, but you could use a smaller pan to do this.
Right.
So,
And have thicker brownies.
yeah, this looks good. Oh, I can't wait to taste this, Terry. Absolutely. Right?
I'm just going to heat this
Huh?
so it pours on there a little better.
Yeah, I think so too. Those brownies are delicious. I'm going to move out of the way so we can see this. Oh, they're delicious. Absolutely delicious. And you add that chocolate to it. Oh my gosh. You have to be a chocoholic to love this.
Yes.
Oh, that looks great. Looks delicious. And you could top it off, Terry, with some whipped cream. What do you think? Oh my gosh, why not? Right? So we're going to spread that, I think, right?
Right.
And we do have one of these guys. Isn't that cool? My granddaughter would absolutely adore this. What about your grandchildren?
Oh, yes, they would love it.
And your great-grandchildren?
Yeah.
Because your grandchildren are like in their 20s and 30s, right?
My youngest grandchild is, well, no, she's 11.
20s? She's 11.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the young one.
Right.
Okay. All right, let's do this. And
She loves chocolate.
she loves chocolate.
But my great-granddaughter really loves chocolate.
She really loves it, huh? Well, I would let this sit on there for a while and cool down, right?
Right.
And then I would cut them, because I've already pre-cut some of them, okay? So we'll put this out here.
Okay.
This is the dessert. You want to give me that pan so we can put everything together, and we'll be right back after these important messages. We'll have the whole meal in front of you. We're back on the Chef You and I, and this is the part I love, Terry. We're going to get to eat this, which is out of this world. So we have, the first thing that we did was the wonderful what?
Gazpacho soup.
Gazpacho soup. And then we did the Caprici Salad.
Right.
And then we made the brownies. And
Right.
then we made the beautiful tomato soup that we made.
Right.
And we didn't use sausage in it. And what's the name of that soup again? Can you get that? Just a second. That's a Caprese Salad. This is a Caprese Salad. And that is the sweet Italian. Actually, it's sweet tomato orzo soup.
That's
We
right.
didn't put
The
the Italian sausage in, but it's absolutely delicious. This is really healthy food for you. We want to thank our sponsors. And can you get the duck fat spray? We want to give them credit. We want to do the Corn Huskers duck fat spray, and you can use it for everything, actually. And then we want to say the 360 pans. They are absolutely excellent to use. Go out and use my wonderful code, KR76, and also that's with the 360 pans. And don't forget our wonderful gal that gave us all the recipes today, and that is Marina from Circle B Ranch Pork, and she is awesome. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you, Terry, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
On the Chef You and I. Bon appetit.
Thanks for joining us on the Chef You and I show today. We'll be back next week with another great and healthy recipe. Don't forget to visit our website, thechefyouandI.com, for all of our featured recipes, cooking tips, and clips of the show.